Hello and welcome to In News program. Today's topic of discussion is Supreme Court upholds Tamil Nadu law allowing Jallikattu. So the points of discussion will be, we will discuss about the background of the news. What is Jallikattu? What is PCA Act 1960? Under what circumstances did Tamil Nadu pass its law? What was the 2014 ruling of the court on Jallikattu? What did the other states do? And practice questions. So first of all, moving on to the background of the news, a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court on Thursday, May 18, upheld the amendments made by the legislators of Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Karnataka to the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, that is PCA Act 1960, allowing bull-taming sports like Jallikattu, kambala and bullock-cart races. While the bench led by Justice 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐬 ruled that the amendments made in 2017 were valid legislations, it said that the Jallikattu issue was debatable and most ultimately be decided by the House of the People, that is Lok Sabha. Making this decision requires social and cultural analysis in greater detail, and such an exercise cannot be undertaken by the judiciary. A 5-judge bench overruled the view taken by a 2-judge bench of the court in its 2014 ruling in Welfare Board of India versus A. Nagaraj, banning such sports including Jallikattu. Now let's discuss what is Jallikattu. It is a bull-taming sport traditionally played in Tamil Nadu as part of the Pongal harvest festival. The festival is a celebration of nature and thanksgiving for a bountiful harvest of which cattle worship is part. However, the practice of Jallikattu has long been contested, with animal rights groups and the courts expressing concern over cruelty to animals and the bloody and dangerous nature of the sport that sometimes causes death and injuries to both the bulls and human participants. What is the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960? The Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 is the first enacted law for safeguarding the rights and protecting the animals from pain and suffering inflicted by humans. The Act has established the definition of animals to include any living creature other than human beings and different forms of animals. Discusses different forms of cruelty, exceptions and killing of a suffering animal in case any cruelty has been committed against it, so as to relieve it from further suffering. Provides guidelines relating to experimentation on animals for scientific purposes, and the Animal Welfare Board of India, or AWBI, was established in 1962 under Section 4 of the Act. Now, under what circumstances did Tamil Nadu pass its law? In 2017, Tamil Nadu amended the PCA Act to allow Jallikattu in the state. The amending act sought to preserve the cultural heritage of Tamil Nadu and to ensure the survival and well-being of the native breeds of bulls. This came after the top court had, in its 2014 judgment, said bulls cannot be used as performing animals either for Jallikattu events or bullock-cart races and banned their use for these purposes across the country. While the initial petitions filed in the case of Animal Welfare Board of India versus Union of India had sought a direction to the states to comply with the 2014 SC ruling in Welfare Board of India versus A. Nagaraj, the passage of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Tamil Nadu Amendment Act in 2017 led to a scenario where the petitions had to be modified to include the quashing of the 2017 Act among its prayers. Following this, an SCA bench comprising then Chief Justice of India Deepak Mishra and Justice Rohinton Nariman opined that the Jallikattu issue involved substantial questions of interpretation of the Constitution and referred the matter to the Constitution bench. The bench was tasked with deciding whether Tamil Nadu could preserve Jallikattu as its cultural right under Article 29(1) of the Constitution, which states that any section of the citizens residing in the territory of India or any part thereof having a distinct language, script or culture of its own shall have the right to conserve the same. What was the 2014 ruling of the court on Jallikattu? This was the Welfare Board of India versus A. Nagaraj case. An SC bench of Justices K.S. Radhakrishnan and Pinaki Chandra Ghosh ruled that the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 overshadows or overrides the so-called tradition and culture, and advised Parliament to elevate rights of animals to that of constitutional rights so as to protect their dignity and honor. The judgment banned the practice of Jallikattu and said, bulls are beaten, poked, prodded, harassed, and jumped on by numerous people. They have their tails bitten and twisted, and their eyes and nose filled with irritating chemicals. What did the other states do? Following in the footsteps of Tamil Nadu, the Karnataka cabinet in January 2017 decided to amend the PCA Act 1960 to pave the way for kambala, a sport involving a pair of buffaloes tied to the plow and anchored by one person. The buffaloes are made to run in parallel muddy tracks in a competition in which the fastest team wins. Acting on a PIL filed by PETA, the Karnataka High Court had passed an interim order banning all kambala races until the SC had decided the matter. This honorable court will wait for the Supreme Court order on Jallikattu, bull-taming sport, and accordingly decide on kambala. Then Chief Justice 𝐏𝐫𝐸𝐬 Mukherjee, heading a division bench, had said in his order. Then in July of that year, Maharashtra passed an amendment to the PCA Act 1960, allowing bullock-cart races involving bulls to conduct a race, whether tied to cart with the help of wooden yoke or not, by whatever name called, with or without a cartman, with a view to follow tradition and culture on such days. However, in the same year, the Bombay High Court passed an interim order restraining the Maharashtra government from giving permission for bullock-cart races. Now it's time for the practice questions. First of all, prelims-based question. With reference to the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, consider the following statements. 1. Animal means any living creature other than a human being. 2. It has established Animal Welfare Board. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. Now mains question. India consists the largest livestock population. Discuss how this population can contribute to economic growth. So that's all for today. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.